Hello, my name's Peter Marchand. I've had the privilege of working here in the Medway Towns for 30 years now, and for most of that I've been pastoring different churches. It was in 2004 that I first heard the invitation from the continent of Africa to join with them on what was known as the Global Day of Prayer. This began in South Africa, in fact, in Cape Town, where believers gathered together on the day of Pentecost in the year 2000 to cry out to God for healing of the nation, restoration of the values and principles of the kingdom of God there. Well, within a very short period of time, that vision spread to the whole continent of Africa. And as I say, it was in the year 2004 that the continent of Africa called upon the rest of the world to join with them on Pentecost Sunday up until the year 2010 to cry out to God for the healing of the nations, the healing of their own nation, and the healing of their own neighborhood. And so it was in 2005 that we began here. We started, there were only 200 of us in the Royal Dockyard Church in Chatham's historic dockyard, and a couple of hundred of us from across the denominations and across the generations and indeed across the nations joined together on that Pentecost Sunday 2005. Well, things have grown from there and developed. We gathered there the second year, 2006, and from there we moved to Priestfield Conference Centre at Priestfield Stadium, and for another 2 years we gathered there. The numbers were growing, people were coming from even way beyond Medway to join with us on Pentecost Sunday. And last year I felt God speak very strongly to me that we should go and take up our position on a high place overlooking the river and overlooking the towns. And so we erected a marquee, and there we had a weekend of calling out to God and crying out to Him, climaxing on Pentecost Sunday. The Bishop of Rochester, the then Bishop of Rochester, joined us, and many other significant people were there. It was an incredible day of great significance. Well, 2010 was to be the climax really of the whole Global Day of Prayer vision. And by then they were hoping, the initiators were hoping that every nation in the world would be involved. Well, that was in fact realized last year, and all 220 nations of the world held Global Day of Prayer events in their own places. Now, I want to tell you about this year, 2010, Pentecost Sunday, May the 23rd. We're going to do it again. We're going to go up onto a high place. This time, not the Great Lines. This time, Jackson's Field Recreation Ground, off City Way or New Road, whichever how you like to look at it. Up there, overlooking the river, overlooking the castle, overlooking the cathedral. Another place that was strategic in the defence of our towns. In fact, Fort Pitt was based there. And I'm inviting you to come and join with us across the denominations, across the generations, across the nations. It doesn't matter your background, your culture, it doesn't matter anything. If you're one of God's people and you want to see God move in ever increasing measure in these Medway towns, please join with us there on that day, 23rd of May 2010. We'll be joining, I am convinced, with all the other nations of the world. There are going to be many similar events now throughout the United Kingdom, and as I say, all over the world.